that body, I see you at the party, and it's got me like damn, damn. So come on, shawty, I wanna get.
Hello, I'm Shemay,
And I'm Simone.
and welcome to our show,
The Situation.
Today we are going to take it back to our first season, and we are going to start off with our we'll just say word of the week.
Back to life, back to reality. Remember? Okay, anyway. Feeling myself.
What's your word, Simone?
Well, my word is, I'm about to meet you over at the spot. Faux show.
Faux show, girl?
That's faux show.
Like that here?
That's here, faux show. FOSHO. Faux show. Better known as for sure. I will meet you over there for sure.
I think I want to switch mine. I was going to do word of the week, but I think I'm going to do phrase of the week. Like I just said, like that there. So, girl, I was at the little Blue Clue the other day, right? And I had seen this fine brother in there, and I was like, girl, like that there?
That there?
Like that there?
Mm.
That means like that there. Okay, we all know how to spell that one. What that means is like, seriously, really, right?
Pretty much.
So like that there, faux show. We're going to move on to our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is cheating. Why is it so acceptable? And can you teach an old dog new tricks? So we'll say what we feel about it, and then we're going to go to our Facebook because a lot of people, especially ladies, commented on that. What do you feel about that? I asked her because she's so cutthroat. I know she's going to. Go ahead.
Really, I think it's not really teaching an old dog new tricks. I think every relationship is different, so you have to teach your opposite partner or your partner how you would like to be treated. Everyone goes into a situation with knowing what they like and what they don't like in the opposite sex or their significant other. So I would say just teach your spouse or your partner what it is that you like and how you like to be treated, and they should do the same.
And they should be respectful either way, but you do teach people how to treat you.
I do find something wrong with that particular statement, though, how to teach an old dog new tricks. Ladies, if he's an old dog, he's going to be a new dog with old and new tricks. So you may not want to worry about working with the dog. You might just want to find a new fellow.
And I think that what's so surprising with ladies these days is that even you're talking to girls and they're telling you that their guy has cheated on them. Some of them will explain it as if it just happened. It was cool or whatever the case may be. But a lot of things come from cheating, and your self-esteem sometimes could be low if you're just sitting there like, okay, I'm gonna take anything just because I want a man. Now that's one of those situations too.
Pretty much.
So now on our Facebook, I'm gonna read from my phone. We're gonna get our Twitter. We're gonna get our Twitter. Don't worry about it. Now it says the first person. One of our friends posted like a paragraph or so. We're gonna read that one. But she said it's not acceptable in my eyes. People make mistakes, but it happening more than once is a pattern, and I'm gone. Hell, it's hard to get past it happening once, twice. She said twice, and I'm through. And it goes back to the same thing. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me.
And I'd be darned if it's gonna be a shame on me. Mama didn't raise no fool. You cannot allow people to just do you or treat you any type of way. And it all goes back to one of our shows where we talked about setting standards. You have to have certain standards, certain things that are just basically above the line and below the line, and things that are right on the fence. And if you have something that's, below the line for you, meaning you're not going to deal with it, you have to stick to that. Because once you start saying, oh, well, he's a good guy or she's a good girl, and I'm going to let this slide, you're going to find yourself in a pattern where you're continuously letting things slide. And it becomes to the point where there's no reason for you to have standards if you're just going to allow everything to slide.
Like I had an acquaintance before whose boyfriend had cheated on her, and she said, well, what do you think I should do? And I've been through that kind of relationship, so I was able to really relate. I didn't make the best decisions with that situation, but I think the best thing is that if you really truly want to be with somebody and you see that you have a future with them and they did cheat, there is a possibility that you can forgive them and move on. However, if you guys live together and someone cheats on you and you find out about it and the next day you guys are back in the same bed together, business as usual, just like it never happened, like it was a figment of your imagination, then what do you expect him to do? Even if he said, baby, I'm not going to do it again, I promise I'm not going to do it again. He's still gonna do it again.
Because he knows that you're just gonna let it slide. So
Right.
it's almost to the point where he's playing you, and you're playing yourself.
And I told her, I said, what you should do is move out and make him work to get you back if you really want to be with him, if you think he's worth it. So it's a possibility, but if you let business go back to usual, then it's gonna happen again.
I would have been done.
She said, would have been
Would have been done.
Now, another lady, she said, every relationship is unique. Some people have terms that allow for certain behavior that others would classify as cheating. Some people are not on the same page, i.e., a woman committed man, not. If you're in a relationship and that's one of your breaking points, then you should go. If cheating results in your dignity being compromised, your health, HIV, STDs being at risk, emotional, verbal, or physical abuse, then it's unhealthy. However, you cannot say without a question leave, because it all depends on the maturity of the relationship. If you and him only have been dating for a few months, come on, you really haven't let your friends, as we women place them, go either, right? It takes time, but it's some years. If you two live together, etc., and you are grown, then you should really consider if he can be true to you. But she said, it's a complex situation. I have been cheated on and cheated. I understood that my man was still young, and just like I was, we committed before either of us was really ready. Though I was never disrespected, neglected, or rejected. Instead of getting angry, I just chalked it up as growing pains. I had my secrets too. We both grew up and grew out of the game.
That's a very interesting comment. I can go with that for most of it, but what we're trying to do here is we're trying to give you some of these situations that occur in, life, whether or not you're young or you're older. Therefore, hopefully, you don't have to go through as many growing pains as some of us have.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why we created this show, for it to be informative and also, a little funny here and there. But the bottom of the line is you need to find out who you are. Know you, learn you, understand you. Therefore, you can go into a situation with someone knowing, hey, I'm just not going to put up with this, or I'm not going to put up with that, and I am my own person whether or not I have you with me or not. You can come into the situation making us stronger, as though I choose to do with you, or, we may not be a good match.
But I do agree with what she said, do not compromise your values, because when you do let people cheat on you, and the thing about it is when people are cheating, a lot of times they're very sloppy with it. They're not using protection. They're out there having kids while they're in relationships, and they're doing all those things, and they don't even think about the consequences. And the bottom line with that situation is, if a guy is going to cheat on you and not use protection and come back and sleep with you without protection, if he could compromise your health and your life, what else could he compromise? If you think about it.
If he is not safe enough to, or if he doesn't care enough about himself to be safe, then he doesn't care enough about you. That means he's not deserving, or she is not deserving of your time,
Exactly.
of your love, of any of that, of yourself that you're willing to give. You have to find somebody, or someone has to find you that's on the same wavelength.
So that all goes back to what we were talking about in season 1. Wrap it up.
Definitely so.
Because you never know.
Wrap it up.
All the time. So we hope that you see us next week. You can go to our Twitter. We done figured out how to, me trying to be the tech person. You'll see our Twitter displayed as well as our Facebook displayed. And if you have any topic suggestions, you can send it into our email, our Facebook, whatever the case may be. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Thanks. Signing out.
The situation.
So come on, shawty, I wanna get naughty. Turn the